2024 Bahrain Formula 1 predictions. I'm your host, Vilgax Cash Money, back in the cut. Follow me, Vilgax Cash Money, on every social media you can think of. Thank you for Weeksy.ult on Instagram for the backing instrumental. Love that guy, my homies, my day one. Alright, and let's cut straight into the Bahrain race weekend predictions. I say race weekend because I got one big one straight after that. One big one. And then we can move into the actual race. The meat and potatoes, the veggies, the protein, the substance. Alright, let's kick into it. Like and subscribe if you mess with the content. All good, jeez. Alright, straight into it. Boom! Pole position. I know, shock. Alright, but trust me, there's some crazy stuff. There's some craziness coming up. So don't let this dissuade you from the upcoming shiest, okay? But pole position, I think we've seen the RB20 go around. It's boring, but you can't argue with it. That thing is terrifying. Watching it go around that wet circuit with the drone, that new Red Bull upload. Ooh, bro, that thing is scary sounding, scary looking. There could be like a Ferrari pole, maybe. That wouldn't necessarily surprise me. Although there was a statement just released about the Ferrari car being better in the race, relative to the field, rather than qualifying, like it was last year, where it was way better qualifying than in the race, which is very good for them. But that's a quick, easy pole position. Max Verstappen. I don't think anyone's gonna have any qualms with that. It's Max Verstappen. Yeah, it's kind of a gimme. Bro's gonna have 3 purple sectors on every attempt he does. So let's move with the swiftness onto the race predictions. All right. Now I got some stuff here. We got DNF. Goobs Noobs. Goob Noobs is gonna be for like that terrible performance by. I'm gonna put a team there for this one. Maybe in the future we put a driver. We'll see. We got Shice Drive, which I'm also for this one gonna put a team. Little spoilers. So we got a double team for that. Then we got some easy stuff. We got top 10, second and third, and we got race winner. Okay, easy stuff. But these predictions, they're gonna be shice. Okay, they're gonna be shice. All right. And let me prove this to you now. Because for DNF, I have Max Verstappen. I know this is insane. And I gotta say, straight to that, it is not going to be driver error. This guy is a fucking robot. He is an absolute robot. We all know this. It's not driver error. I just think the RB20, the Red Bull, all these cars, they have to have Max has to have a mechanical problem at some point. And Max, I feel like typically has worse, like starts off the season way worse than the middle or the end. You know, that's really the only part of the season where he struggles at all with either himself or the car. So if I'm rooting on one race for him to DNF, it's probably this one. And if not this, maybe Singapore, who knows. But if it's not this, then I personally just do not see a DNF coming out of Max for the rest of the time. If ever again. But that's for DNF. And this opens up, of course, the podium and the race winner predictions, alright? So, moving on from that crazy Max DNF. If that happens, I'm a genius, by the way. Goobs Noobs, this isn't like a crazy one. I'm putting Alpine. I don't really think anyone has faith in this team. The drivers don't have faith. I don't think the boss has faith in this team. The engineers don't have faith in this team right now. They have none. Actually, at all. Apparently the car is actually worthless. This is like, and everyone's giving Haas shit for having like, for Ayo Komatsu coming out and being like, yeah, we're burned. We're goobed. But that's Haas, bro. This is Alpine. BWT Alpine. They have all these celebrities coming in, and none of them have faith in this car. It's not doing well in the preseason testing. And, you know, it is only preseason testing. But when you're consistently not doing particularly well in preseason testing, like you even had a kick Sauber, like Joe Guan Yu third. Last year you had an Alfa Romeo Bottas third. I think he was cooking, or maybe he was top 5 preseason testing. It's just an insane lack of confidence coming out from the Alpine team. I don't think anyone's actually gonna have any qualms with that one. I'd be really shocked if you did. Now, for Shice Drive, this is gonna be a little bit of spoilers for the top 10. But I'm feeling Williams for Shice Drive. I'm feeling it. They're gonna have not saying they're gonna. Well, you'll see in the top where I put them in the top 10. All right, you'll see where I put them. All right, but Williams. I'm actually not even gonna talk about it. All I'll say is that I had faith in the car. It seems like it's improved. Alex seems to have faith in the car. Logan seems to have faith in the car, and I am hoping, and I am pretty sure that Logan, he's gonna have that dog in him. He's gonna have that dog in him. Actually, I can move with the swiftness and just get right to it. Logan, I think, is gonna be my 10th placer. Now, last year at Bahrain is where Logan showed a lot of potential. Like, one of the few times he showed a lot of potential. He had a beautiful race in Bahrain. He had a great race, or a great few laps. And I know it's crazy to say great race, beautiful race, and then a great few laps. I know. Let's calm down. But I think Logan, I think he's gonna have a lot of confidence on this track, and I'm not intent. Okay, this also just stems from, I think, the max DNF. Alpines, I just don't think are gonna do particularly well, and I'm betting on Logan not fucking sending it into a wall at top speeds. So that's my Logan. That's my top 10, and that goes into my Shice Drive. And I did actually consider putting Albon not even in the top 10 on some crazy stuff. I didn't end up doing that. Spoilers. But what I ended up doing is Hamilton 9th. Hamilton, I think, will have a good race, and I know the car is estimated to be around that top 4, like in that top 4. But on race day, I'm not feeling it. It's still, a brand new car, essentially, a all new concept. We'll see how Hamilton comes to grips with it, and the team comes to grips with it, with strategy and everything like that. We'll see it. I don't think he'll have a bad race. I think maybe the other teams, everyone in front of them, will just have a superior race, just a drastically better race. So no diss to Hamilton. I think he's going to do fine in 9th. It's whatever. It's points for the season. But what I will give you is spoilers, because Russell isn't on this list at all. So honestly saying that, I could have put, if I think that, I probably could have put them for Goob noobs. I could have put them in Goob. Because a 9th from Hamilton and a not even top 10 from Russell would actually be horrific. It would actually be like kind of unmistakingly shit coming out from Mercedes. That's not how you want to. That's not how you want to start the year, especially if you're Lewis Hamilton, your last year in the team, ever. But let's move on with the swiftness. All right. So P8. Boom. I've got Yuki Tsunoda. I think Yuki is going to start quite strong with a P8. A P8 is a Yuki. I don't think Yuki will ever complain about a P8 unless the car is faster than we expect. We'll see in qualifying, because I suspect Yuki will do good in qualifying somewhere. I think he'll make it to Q3, and more so from that, I think there's a good chance he makes it to the top 5. Yuki's a beast in qualifying. I'm kind of interested to see how he deals with Danny Ricciardo, who, again, boom, spoilers, no Danny Rick in my top 10. No Danny Rick. Not this time. Not this time. Maybe in the future for sure, because Danny Rick, I think he's going to have that bit of a dog in him, but Yuki, talented. Again, this is it's hard to say in Bahrain, because this is Bahrain's the first race of the season. We get to see where the chips lay. We get to see where everyone's standing and shit. So we'll see, but I'm feeling a Yuki 8th. Mostly on merit. I think Yuki's gonna have another great race, and I think the RB, the the vitamin car, is gonna have a fantastic race. I think it's gonna be a good car. Next up to the Yorkie, Alex Albon in 7th. He's gonna have to be above Logan Sargent unless he has a shocker of a race. I don't really want to explain this one. You can kind of just work off Logan Sargent. I'm kind of going off vibes. And the people, I can't imagine them for the first race beating anyone I have above him. Not on Bahrain. We're gonna see where the cars, where they stand on all that. But Alex in 7th. It seems fair enough. It seems fair enough for now. Whew. Now we got some crazy. Sergio Perez. I got him in. I can't count. What's that? 6th? You got 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, and 6th. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm not insane. Perez in 6th. I'm not expecting him to improve, to be honest. I think he's just gonna have a mediocre race in what is definitely the fastest car on the grid. It's hard to see. I think all my predictions for Perez are going to drastically change after this race, depending on how he does. If he shows and comes back with that form, that pink Mercedes form, he can start. I might start placing him higher and giving him more respect, put him in the top 5. But until then, he's just so hard to rate. To be honest, he's just so hard to rate. So I'm going to have him there. I don't really have too much to speak on. Except I think he had a statement saying that all the cars were really close together. And that's kind of concerning because I honestly can't imagine Max saying something like that. I know he doesn't even like to comment on that, on stuff like that. He likes to keep his mouth shut and, you know, let it fly by. But it's weird that it's coming from Perez. That shows, like, I feel like a lack of confidence and performance in that car. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm gonna have him for now. Now, breaking into the top 5, got a few more before we get into that podium. And I've got Alonso. I think an Alonso 5th is coming its way. To be honest, I think it was really... This top 5 was actually really hard for me to decide. I feel like... Not saying that this top 10... I know, because I didn't even... You know, I'm saying Max is going to DNF. So, like, the odds of me getting any of this right is actually kind of, like, wrong. It's, like, impossible, to be honest. I'm actually just a vibe master. So I think I've got it down pat. But Alonso 5th... I don't even have much to say about it. It just seems like a pretty good position. I think he's going to outperform the car. I don't think Stroll's going to... I don't know where Stroll's going to end up. I don't think he's going to get in the top 10. I don't... He might get, like, a top 13 or 14. Luckily for Stroll, the Hasses are going to be useless, probably. Although I did see a statement from Komatsu saying that it might be looking up for Haas somehow. Saying that they might have fixed the tyre wear issue, which would be good. I did actually consider putting Hulkenberg top 10, but it didn't seem too right. I can't go with too many crazy predictions all at once. I don't know. I'm kind of already chefing it up. But Alonso, I think he's going to outperform the car. I don't think Aston's going to be a top 3 contender for the car, but I think he's going to outdo Perez again. And that's what I'm feeling. Next up, before I reveal what I have for the podium predictions, I've got Lando Norris. I'm a big Lando fan. I was really tempted to just bias and say race winner, like as soon as I looked at the tier list. As soon as I looked at this race, I was like, what am I feeling? What am I cooking? But I'm not feeling it. I don't really know why. I think it scales a lot with Lando. Lando is like a pretty upfront guy. He's pretty honest. So if he says he's not cooking, I don't think he's cooking. I think he's cooking though. I actually do think he's cooking. I'm capping. I think he's cooking, but only a 4th. I think it's going to be a good weekend for McLaren, but I don't see him beating. And you can guess. I have both Ferrari drivers in the podium. Like, I'm not crazy. I'm not having both Ferraris out of the top 10. That would be absolutely asinine. But Lando, I'm feeling a 4th. Basically just off vibes again. First Grand Prix of the season. This is the feeling out stage. This is like the honeymoon type era. Alright. So with not much to say on Lando, other than the car seems like it's probably around that top 4, and Lando is a phenomenal driver. That's about it. I think he's gonna do well in qualifying. Throw it out there. But here's where it gets a bit crazy. 3rd place. I have Sainz. I've Carlos Sainz. The Ferrari seems like a formidable car, and if Max isn't in contention, that opens up a door for the podium for Sainz. Not saying he couldn't get it without it. There's a good chance that Max doesn't DNF and he gets a podium anyway. But I think that if in a world where Max DNFs, I think it's pretty likely that both Ferraris end up on podium. It does seem like the 2nd most competitive car right now. So I think it's very, very likely. That being said, Charles Leclerc in 2nd. Now, I don't know if you know what that means and who I have as race winner. But it ain't. Max is down there, bro. Let me tell you, it's not Joe Guan Yu or some actually otherworldly nonsense. But Charles Leclerc, same reason as Sainz, feeling out stage. I think the Ferrari is probably the 2nd quickest car on the grid. He might have like a relatively, compared to how fast the car should be, those 2 drivers might have like a kind of a weaker race considering who I'm about to put in 1st. But all these predictions are based off this. They all stem from this Max DNF, and I think of vibes, alright. And let me come clean. This race winner prediction comes from Twitter. It comes from a GIF that F1 put out a while ago, where you pause it, you pause the GIF, and it shows you who's going to be the first F1 race winner of the 2024 season. And honestly, that wouldn't be enough to sway me. If it was like fucking Hulkenberg, I'd be like, no, I'd veto it. I'd veto it. That's not happening. It's just not happening. But big up the AUS, son. Australia on the map, bro. Oz map. Oh, baby. Baby. Listen here. Listen here, bro. I am so feeling a Piastri win. When that race goes down tomorrow, and if I see... No, not even tomorrow. If I see Max first get pole position, qualify, and then the race happens tomorrow, and I see Max Verstappen DNF, bro. If I see him DNF, I am flipping. Because if I get that right, I'm so dead set on Piastri winning. I am pretty sure Piastri's going to have that beast to them. I think by now he would have fixed his tire degradation over his tire wear issue over the course of a race. I'm sure that's been the main thing he's been working on, because that was his main problem last season. Phenomenal over one lap, unreal talent. He just couldn't get used to the tire wear. I'm sure that's fixed out now, like at least enough for him to have. I think he's gonna have one banger race. In my F1 2024 predictions video, I think I predicted Piastri to win 3 races. And if this was the first, that would be crazy. That just leaves two left, alright? I'm playing to my own prediction of the year list. I had to go crazy with it. But I'm saying, Piastri, F1 race winner. He's going to win before Lando Norris, because I just think the world's cruel like that. That's just how it works, doesn't it? It's just how it has to go. Sainz won before Lando, not in McLaren, but, you know, in general. Danny Rick won. Oscar already has the sprint race win. And I don't want to... If you want to see my other 2 predictions for... Because I think I did name the other 2 races I think Piastri's going to win this season. If you want to see those, feel free to go back to my 2024 year predictions. But that's me, bro. That's me. I'm feeling Piastri first. I'm looking at this list, and let me say, this Max Verstappen DNF would be crazy, but at the same time, I don't even think it's super unrealistic. This isn't the most crazy thing on this list, to be honest. The most crazy thing on this list is probably Piastri winning. Piastri winning and Logan and Alex being in top 10. I think Scheiss drivers, I think both these, regardless if the Williams drivers don't end up in the top 10, I think they're going to have a really good drive. Alpine, I'm pretty sure I don't think either they're going to be in top 10. If one of them is, it'll be Gasly. That's all I'm feeling. But besides that, I think this list, it's a nice mix of super Scheiss and pretty. Some of it's reasonable. Some. I think that's me. That's going to do it for me today. These have been my Bahrain predictions. Let me know yours in the comments. If this gets that retention and that reach. And I'll see you on that race weekend. And when you see Max Verstappen pole, and when you see Max Verstappen DNF, heed my warning. You're going to think back to this moment. And you're going to think of me. Out. Boom!